Hey, Reggae, how you doing tonight? What's up? Drop Top, welcome. We're gonna do a few hours of late night Elden Ring. I was a little wiped out today. I went to the Mariners game today. By the time I got back, I just wanted to sleep, so I've been napping. And then I woke up and I got to do something for at least a few hours. I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight if I just go right back to bed. Can't believe the Suns are really. It feels like their owner is just like desperate to make a big splash. Like, this doesn't seem like it can work, right? Like they are paying, what was it, $160 million or maybe 170 between Durant, Booker, Beal, and Aiton. Like anyone they sign at this point is going to be vet min. I guess they have who, Cameron Payne as their point guard right now. I mean, he's never going to touch the ball, but still, that seems pretty bad. Really don't want to lose my runes. I'm going to play this a little bit cautiously. Oh, whoa! I just got one hit KO'd. Okay, we're not going this way. Let's go here and grind up a little bit. Whoa, why did I get so many runes? I got like 5,000. I thought I only got 1,000 from him. Awesome. Hope that happens with these guys too. Yeah, I gotta say, I don't get what Phoenix is trying to do here. I know they're just like, we gotta capitalize on the Durant thing, but if they want to capitalize on the Durant thing, get some depth in there. The one angle where this is kind of interesting, Phoenix's medical staff is very well known for being really, really good. So maybe the angle is they can get Beal to actually play a full season or close to it because they can get him healthy. But even if they do, I don't know if that really makes that big of a difference. I don't know. I don't like it. Yeah, Austin. We went to the Mariners game today. I will say this, they didn't give up that much to get him, but I don't know if that makes it good. Yeah, he didn't give me that many that time. Huh. Weird. A glitch in my favor. At least your backup quarterback is doing his job, I guess. Anyone remember that one Trailblazers game where the Blazers had 6 players on the court and the refs didn't notice? So Portland got a basket with 6 players and nobody noticed. That was pretty funny. What's wrong with your defense, man? When I play defense in Madden, I just keep things really simple. Cover 2, man defense. I'll blitz the weak side linebacker a decent chunk of the time off the edge, and that's it. And your running back, he's fumbling too much. Oh. Oh, you dickhead. That's nice. Why does that not stun them? Are you fucking kidding me? Well, that was really stupid. Mm, 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 mm. There we go. Why is that one so damn annoying? Did not mean to hit that button. That was really stupid. Away from me. Did I not activate that one? Hmm. I don't know. I guess I did. Okay. Oh God, this is not going to be fun. Maybe I should just sprint through these assholes. Yeah, I'm not dealing with any of that. Not if I don't have to. Ooh, baby. Oh, really? Do I have to, like, kill this thing? Oh, this is just one of the giants. Okay, I could do this if I need to. I've killed these before. Oh, fuck you off, mate. Bitch. Alright, well, at least there was a save point right back there. That was double jeopardy. How am I not destined to open it? I killed the big dude. Motherfucker. Wait a minute. Do these guys not take a form? Oh, that's not bad at all then. Oh, this one does. Oh, yeah. Okay, they respawn. Giant might respawn. But I'm not gonna... I guess there's no reward for fighting them, so... I don't think I've ever been to Spokane. Where am I? Pull up the map. Oh, it just sends me back here. Okay. And I got nothing left to do. Although that doesn't explain why I... Oh, there we go. Really? Is this a dead end? No, it's not. Yeah, I guess so. I like Bell and Alley. The no pants on thing is reserved for when the league is screwing you, I think. Like, the idea is that if you play the game with no pants on, the cameras can never show you, so they can't show the game, so they can't make money on it. So you're punishing the league. Why doesn't this thing work? Guess I can try to do this more. So, apropos of nothing, me and Snacks were talking earlier today. Apparently, the reason why Jermaine O'Neal retired instead of playing for the Heat when after they got LeBron and Wade and Bosh is he wanted to eat Oreos, and he knew that if he started eating Oreos, he would get fat and out of shape and couldn't play well. So he decided he'd rather eat Oreos than play basketball. Which is weird because he said, like, I knew LeBron and Bosch were coming and we were going to be a great team, but I just wanted to eat Oreos. And Snacks was saying, like, you know, if Jermaine O'Neal was playing for that Heat team, they that might have solved some of the issues that they had in 2020. I mean, in 2011 and 2014. I'm not sure, JS. Here's my thing, though. Can't you just work out more? Like, that's how it works, right? You can, like, eat whatever the hell you want to eat as long as you work out a lot, right? Like, Kobe always ate garbage, but he never had any issue staying in shape because he worked out a lot. Get out of here. Get out of here. God. I thought that was such a weird thing too. Like, again, like, he still was an okay player. Like, if I had what it took to be a professional athlete, I really feel like I would just give my entire life to that sport for the amount of time that I could play it. Like, whatever it took to get as good as I could, I would just do it. And then you retire when you're like 35 or 40, you've still got half your life ahead of you. Unless you're like a big man, because tall guys don't live that long. Like, if you're a tall guy, I kind of get it, I guess. Because you're probably, what's going to end up happening is that you're probably going to die at like 55. Like, I'm worried about Shaq, man. Oh, right, I remember this boss. Maybe I can beat him with a mimic. Right, guy, it was probably self-defense. Yeah, but JS, aren't they mostly like the perimeter guys, like the shorter guys, like Jerry West? And Jerry West is still around and he's really old, but he was short. Isaiah Thomas is going to be around forever because he's short. Yeah, David, I went to the game today. I swear to God, it looks like we're missing the ball by like 8 inches on these swings. Like, I think Shaq has a really bad diet, if I recall correctly. So he might not be around much longer anyway, man. Okay, I remember this fight. to it. No, 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 no. Oh, he's useless. Jesus Christ, his moveset is ridiculous. He's not doing any damage, dude. I may as well have summoned the dogs. Mariners are 500. Well, how old is Magic now? The thing is, Magic doesn't look that old. He still looks like he's 40. Even though he's, what, 70? $63? Uh-huh. Larry looks awful, but he was always kind of ugly. You know who the ugliest NBA player ever is? It's got to be Hito Turkoglu, right? Yeah, I heard about the Reds. McVan Exel. I don't know. I think Hito Turkoglu's the ugliest. Oh, God. Yeah, that's what we needed. I can barely beat one of these assholes. How am I supposed to beat two at once? And after I die here, which is going to happen any second now, yeah, I am going to take a short break. Got to move some stuff around in the laundry. Be back shortly. I think I'm just going to not try to do this right now. It's not happening. Okay, I am back. Delonte West wasn't that ugly when he was playing, though. He's only ugly now after being addicted to crack. Yeah, I'm just not even gonna bother. This is way beyond my pay grade. Yeah, Greg Oden's ugly. Okay. Okay. Where's the entrance? Okay, let's see what we got here. Seems doable. Oh, come on. What? Let me get up. Oh my god. Really? Try to just... Damn it. Maybe we can keep up the pressure. Maybe that's the play. Oh god. Oh god, what does that do? What does that do? What does that do? No! Oh, you fucker. You killed my horse. Yeah. Was Miller like a blue chipper? The way that Kirby was? Dude, how do I dodge that? It's just fucking thunderbolts. That's not right. But this is definitely a doable fight. This has to be what I'm supposed to do. Okay, this had better not... Like, Kirby was a first round pick, I think. Oh. Double Jeopardy. Even running full speed, I can't dodge it, so what am I supposed to do? I'm confused. Are you fucking... Fuck you. Draconian Tree Central. Yeah, that's a dumbass record. Like, what the hell does that even mean? Like, what a meaningless record. Like, it doesn't tell you anything other than that he was really, really good for 5 games and then really bad in 1 game. Like, that's just weird. Like, usually when you're setting a record, you're trying to make a point that the guy is really, really good or really, really bad. That just like I don't get that one. Fuck. Whoa. He one hit KO'd me. I forgot to heal after summoning him, I think actually. That might have been on my fault. Oh, hey Snacks. Yeah, sure, hold on. Oh, I haven't logged on to Discord. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right.
So let me ask you first, because you're streaming late, um, especially considering you had what you were doing today. Do you have Juneteenth off?
I do not believe that I do. No, I'm planning on working tomorrow. But when I got home from the baseball game, I was
Mhm.
tired, so I took a nap and I can't sleep from like 5 p.m. all the way to fucking 9 a.m. Like that's not gonna work. So I'm just doing stuff.
Fair enough. Um, and the second thing I wanted to lead off with is playing up my Wolves franchise, which is the most advanced. Because I was planning to tank and then actually start seriously rebuilding in the mid 2010s to get, actual Carl Anthony Towns and some other guys too, thinking draft tournament like that. Because of that, literally what I was doing until then is just drafting based off of memes. So I shit you not, I drafted Hassan Whiteside and Rodney Stuckey, both of them first overall in their particular drafts. I shit you not, NBA 2K fucking player development, the future is now. Future Stuckey has arrived. He's literally balling like future Trunks. NBA 2K thinks that he develops like Steph Curry. I'm
Huh.
not even kidding. It's his fourth season. He has 99 3-point rating, and I simmed the season before I went back to actually play out the season, just to have fun with this. I simmed the season. I was expecting us to suck. We got the third seed and 59 wins. Rodney Stuckey had 54% shooting from three on 9.3 attempts per game. Like,
He wasn't even an average 3-point shooter in real life, was he?
I don't think so. I'm gonna check his basketball reference real quick. But yeah, I was in tears reading that shit, and we actually made the Western Conference Finals and just barely lost to LeBron on the Clippers or some shit. But like, Jesus Christ, I was laughing so fucking hard because I was like, fucking the future, what the hell? If he was a career 30% 3-point shooter, his absolute best season was 31.7% from three. The most attempts per game he ever threw up was in 2015, two a game.
Yeah, that's fucking weird. I guess 2K does
Yeah.
that just so it's not completely predictable.
Yeah, I mean, the difference is, and I got to explain this to some guys who haven't played 2K before, or 2K23, I should say, haven't played in a while, like you. Um, NBA 2K used to have a system where you had like training camps at the end of a season for doing player development, where you pick a guy and you send him on a training camp, and the training camp will increase different attributes. And one of the training camps, which was a really good one, had the ability to increase someone's potential. So if you draft someone really young, even if they stink, potential, the higher it is, the more their attributes go up in the off season naturally. And the more they increase in badges and stuff naturally. So Stucky doesn't have that high of a potential rating, and in 2K23, you don't have training camps or anything like that. Your player progression is literally just what you have. You know, it is what it is. It's just, you hope for the best. I can't increase his potential. None of this is gamed other than just 2K just gave this to me, but he has 99 3-point rating in his 5th season and went absolutely ape shit from 3.
That's pretty fucking hilarious.
So, like, just drafting based off of memes, my starting lineup right now is Kemba Walker, Rodney Stuckey, Donald Henderson, who I think is a computer-generated player, but he's basically just a 3-and-D guy in terms of how I'm using him. I got Joe Ingles playing a small ball 4 and Hassan Whiteside. On the bench, I've got Reggie Jackson, Harry Henderson, who's another computer-generated player. Taj Gibson, Roy Hibbert, Mario Chalmers, and then other computer-generated players. Because that's what I did. When I had the memes were the option, I'm like, okay, let me draft Chalmers, let me draft Hibbert, Hilbert, the garbage
Roy
can memes.
Hilbert.
Obviously, getting Future Stucky and Hassan Whiteside. I ended up with Kemba because I had the first pick in the 2011 draft, and I was like, oh fuck, who do I take? So I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna take Kemba because it'd be hilarious. Because there were all these other guys who were obviously much better still on the board.
How high did
I was
Kemba
just
go in real life?
in real life, Kemba didn't do that bad. If I remember correctly, after he balled out in Charlotte, and he was the only reason the Bobcats and later the early Hornets after they reformed.
No, I mean,
Uh,
how high did he go in the draft in real life? I'm trying to remember.
I think he went 4th. No, 9th. He
Okay,
went
well,
9th to the Bobcats.
man, that seems he should have gone higher than that. He was really good in college.
Yeah. One of the things I'm learning about 2K23 when you go back through the years and all this is that players are more likely to be there in the draft, no matter how low they actually were, if they're still in the league. And the reverse is true also, where guys, no matter how high they got taken, if they're not in the league, they're probably not going to be in the draft. Because Dante Exum was taken comparatively very high.
He was fourth
Um,
overall.
fifth overall in the 2014 draft to the Jazz. The reason I say that is because where is he at? Now, Jared Sullinger, who had a very mediocre career in the grand scheme of things, but he's still in the league. He was taken 21st overall. He's still there. So to have guys who were taken super fucking high but don't show up because they're not in the league anymore, and they probably, they probably weren't even approached to use their likeness, and let alone if they had been, they wouldn't have allowed it. So I was super disappointed Exum wasn't there. But seeing like Jared Sullinger's there, I'm like, dude, really?
Anyway,
Fuck.
I thought of another angle on the Bradley Beal thing that might explain
Yeah.
this a little bit. You know how Phoenix is known for having the best medical staff in the NBA? Maybe he wants to go to Phoenix because he keeps getting hurt, and he's hoping that Phoenix can like help him.
That might be it too. Yeah, the luxury tax threshold for the new CBA is 160 million, and the four of them. So obviously the three plus Aiton, their salaries combined for 160.9 million. So
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure
without
anyone they sign now has to be vet min. I think.
uh, essentially yes. Um, And that's why everyone's talking about Aiton is gone like 100% because now they have to dump the salary. They need to get rid of Aiton to acquire some kind of depth here. If they don't, then you're exactly correct. They're going to be signing a bunch of guys for the vet minimum. And like everyone in the world is easily able to predict what's actually going to happen here. This team will not win a championship. It is a 1-year window before the new CBA literally forces them to blow it up. They're not going to win a ring next year. What's actually going to happen is that they'll play exciting basketball for maybe 1 month out of the regular season. The stars will align where they're all healthy at the same time, and they'll play amazing basketball during that time period. And then the injuries will start to pile up.
Yeah.
So what'll happen is one out of the three big guys is still walking in the first round, and they'll beat up on some shit tier low seed team, and then they'll get absolutely waxed in the second round. It's the same exact shit that happens to the Clippers, where they're lucky if they make the second round. If they do, they get obliterated.
Yeah. To me, it's like new owner syndrome, right? Because the guy who owns the Suns right now just bought them a few years ago. He's probably just like, I want to win a title now.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck to think about it, man. Like, it's just, it's so bad.
Yeah.
I hope the future Stucky meme is still alive. And I'm trying to see a meme of Future Stucky, but it was so long ago that people did the Future Stucky meme that when I look at a thread for Future Stucky, it's fucking on Photo Bucket.
That's pretty good.
So like obviously it's not there.
Yeah. I will say though, in order to be a successful owner in the NBA, you do have to be a little you do have to take big risks. And you do have to be a little unconventional. Like the greatest owner in NBA history is probably Dr. Buss, right? Like it has to be. Would you agree? Who else could it be?
Could you say that again? I got really caught up in finding the Future Stucky picture. I found it.
Okay. No, I was just saying the best owner in NBA history is probably Dr. Buss, right? Like it has to be.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot other people in the argument because even though there would be other owners who managed to oversee their team to something resembling the same level of excellence over that period, like Bus, they wouldn't be around for as long.
Yeah.
Because like I forget the name of the guy, but whoever the Spurs owner is,
It's you Holt, Peter Holt.
yeah, Holt. even though he was around for an extraordinary time period in the franchise's history, Us was there for like almost all of it. Like all of Showtime, all of Shikobi, all of later Kobe. Like
And
unbelievable.
the first LeBron title, I think. He may have. No, wait,
Well,
he
that
died before then, didn't he?
yeah, I was about to say I'm like the Bus family, yes, but old Dr.
Right.
Bus, he passed away when Kobe was still playing. I think. When did Bus? 2013. Yeah.
But I was reading about Jerry Buss earlier today, and it was kind of interesting. When he bought the Lakers, he actually basically said that having a team that is fun to watch is just as important to me as a team that wins, which is why he wanted to implement Showtime. It was about, I want people to have fun watching these games. I want people to be entertained. And
Right.
he apparently didn't really like Phil Jackson that much because the triangle was boring. And he secretly wanted to go back to Showtime despite them winning all those titles under Phil, which I found really interesting.
Uh that makes a lot of sense from the perspective of now imagine you're a boomer like Dr. Bus was. Imagine you're an old retarded boomer and you had some success early on in your life. You're stuck. You will never advance beyond that now. That's pretty much what it was. Like I can understand why he would say the triangle is boring,
Uh-huh.
but the problem is he's saying that Shaq and Kobe are therefore boring, which is just not true. Like you can sit there and think that playing in the half court is boring compared to just constantly running in transition, but like, dude, come on.
Yeah.
Like, Shaq is not boring. Um, I guess Vogel is considered a defensive coach, but he needs the players who can defend too. Right? Because Vogel is indeed a good defensive coach. Because no matter what kind of talent you have, you need to be able to come up with a good scheme. However, we haven't really seen what he can do defensively when he doesn't have great defense that he's coaching, because he he hasn't really had to deal with that yet. With the Lakers, he had not just LeBron but Anthony Davis. With the Pacers, he had not just Paul George but Roy Hibbert. You know, so he's had excellent, strong rim protectors along with incredibly athletic and very excellent perimeter defenders. Here he goes to a franchise where every single one of these guys is terrible at defense.
Durant used to be good, but he's old now.
Not only is he old, he's coming in to he's going to be 35 this season. Um, but even still, uh, the scoring capability that these guys have doesn't really complement each other that much. So Durant's still, I think, going to have to work hard to create his own shot. And if he's working, like, he can easily do that even at his age, but he can't do that plus be a good defender.
Right.
Especially not if he's having to carry so much of the defensive load because his backup is Bradley fucking Beal and Devin fucking Booker. That's just disgusting.
Yeah, it kind of makes me think of Durant, Westbrook, Harden, but the thing is, back then Harden was totally cool with playing off the bench and not taking that many shots. And that was like, that mentality allowed that to work. I don't think any of these guys are going to be cool with that. Like, all those guys think they're Kobe.
Right. Also, as Kevin Durant's been getting older, he started to become a lot more of a punk in terms of the way that he plays.
Mhm.
Like, he just gets angrier and angrier because it's getting harder and harder for him to make something happen. Like, he can still easily perform at an elite level. But he's having to work a lot harder than he's had to before, and it's really frustrating him. So like the amount of flagrants that he gets called for, the amount of completely bitch fouls that he commits, like all of it's just going way up.
A random question. If you could
Yeah.
flip the result of any NBA finals in history so the losing team wins, but it can't be a finals that included your favorite team, which one would you pick?
Damn. Okay. That'll take me a minute to think about because you just killed the ability for me to reverse any of the Heat's losses.
Right.
So let me think
Then it
about
would
it
be
for a minute.
easy, I figure.
No, it actually still is easy. 2016.
Yeah, I
Fuck
agree.
Cleveland. Fuck Cleveland. Fuck the Cavs. Plus, how the hell do you win 73 games and then choke a 3-1 lead? Uh, God, fuck all of that.
Hmm. I would pick
Like,
2016 as well.
oh God. So I'll think about second place because that has to be a bit more. You got to think about it. Hmm. Now, just since 2000, I would say these are the ones I'd want to flip. I'd want the Celtics to lose so that Doc Rivers never has that, oh, I won a championship with one of the best teams ever. And it's like, just got the one ring. Plus Kobe pulling off a three-peat on his own would be amazing. Um, but mostly just for Doc and also Celtics fans. Like, imagine Celtics fans coping now if their last ring was in 1986.
Literally before I was born.
Right. Um, so that one, um, 2016, like I mentioned. Uh,
What about the Raptors title? We can't let Canada steal one of our titles, right?
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind flipping it, but at the same time, I'm really ambivalent towards that whole one. Like, I didn't really care, and I think I'd say for the last one, I'd have the Bucks lose and the Suns win because Chris Paul played his fucking guts out that postseason, and he fucking deserved the hell out of that ring.
Mhm.
And you know, Giannis definitely deserved the hell out of it too, but fuck Milwaukee and fuck Giannis and fuck Chris Middleton especially, man. Fuck Chris Middleton.
Mhm. I can dig it. I would probably flip like one of the 60s Lakers titles or the Celtics titles that where they beat the Lakers, like when Jerry West won Finals MVP
Hmm.
and the Lakers still
Right.
lost. Like Jerry
Right.
West, like talk about a hard knock life in a way. You're that freaking good at basketball and you
Yeah.
just keep running into it.
In the '90s, to be frank with you, I would flip almost every championship winner. Because I mean, Jordan winning 6 rings and then leaving an entire generation of stars ringless is depressing. But the same with Hakeem, especially because of how insanely lucky the Rockets got to win their championships. I'd love for Ewing to come out with a ring. I'd love for Gary Payton and the Sonics to come out with a ring. George Karl, especially, bless him. I would love for Barkley and the Suns to have gotten a ring, and the Jazz at least one of those seasons. Like
What about Magic Rockets, the Shaq Hakeem series?
that one, I'm fine with because Nick Anderson's legendary choke pretty much ruined his life, which is hilarious. And if Shaq wins, like the city of Orlando didn't deserve it. Period. Um, Now, I agree with what Ryguy said that the Knicks having another ring is cringe, especially since their last one was in 1973.
Mhm.
So them actually winning in '94 is sacrilege, especially as a Heat fan. However, again, I love Patrick Ewing. I would just want him to win a championship. And there's really no reality where he could have won a ring anywhere other than New York. Because the only other two teams he went to was like a season in Orlando and a season in Seattle, and both times he was being traded to a rebuilding team.
Yeah, he was completely washed.
Right.
What about the
Man, this team
Lakers
is an
Bulls
incredible
finals?
three-point shooting team.
That would be kind of
In
interesting.
'91,
Yeah.
no, I definitely think the Bulls should still win that one. Because it was a fantastic passing of the torch moment. You know, because Jordan to get there had crushed the Celtics, and then he beat the Showtime Lakers in the finals to win his first ring. It was the
And the
perfect.
Pistons.
Right, yeah. He beat fucking everybody. He got all those all of the figurative metaphorical monkeys off of his back at once. Literally all of his demons at the same time. That's extraordinary. So even if that in some kind of fantasy world where that ended up being the only championship that Jordan won, that still would have been the perfect ring. 91 was the perfect ring for Jordan.
So the next question, I guess, would be if you could flip one of the Heat finals losses, which one would you flip? 2011, 2014.
2014, 2014, because fuck the Spurs, and also that was humiliating because it was the biggest finals loss ever. Um, I really want to say 2022 because I absolutely love this team. I loved the story, or I'm sorry, 23. I loved everything about the team this year, but I love Jokic. I think he's going to be the future GOAT. He's got to win at some point. And the amount of tears coming from Embiid fans who have to, like, they're fucking mauling when Embiid got exposed hardcore in the playoffs and then Jokic laughed his way to the fucking championship victory. It sucks. I wish to Christ. So 2020 would have been perfect.
Yeah, except it's a bubble ring, so people wouldn't respect it as much, I guess.
Yeah, but at least LeBron has one less ring, so then
Yeah.
arguing him as the GOAT makes even less sense. And then it becomes even emptier that he becomes the all-time scoring leader, you know?
Yeah, the
Just
thing, the fun thing about that would be the LeBron era in LA would be an unmitigated failure.
yes. Um so yeah, that it hardcore sucks. 2011 needed to happen. I feel like we wouldn't have been as dangerous and as good if we actually won cuz you know, sometimes you need to see how easy it can be to fail in order to close all your weaknesses. And the amount of criticism LeBron got after 2011 when he was afraid to post up JJ Barea, like literally he created one of the greatest post repertoires in the league just because of how mad he was that people told him he was afraid to post up JJ Barea. I don't think that happens if they won in 2011, you know?
Yeah, they may not sign Shane Battier if they don't
That
lose that
too.
series.
S-
Like,
So right, so it's like when Bane kicked the shit out of Batman, and the very start of the fight, he says to Batman, "Peace has cost you your strength. Victory has defeated you." That's what 2011 winning would have been. Victory defeating us because we'd have been complacent and we wouldn't have made the right moves. The players wouldn't have made the right improvements. You know, we definitely wouldn't have beaten the Spurs in 2013.
mhm.
all things being equal, considering Bosch went down, if we lost or if we won in 2011, we'd probably lose that Eastern Conference Finals to the Celtics.
You mean the Deviled Egg LeBron series?
Yeah, because like if LeBron already won his ring, then he doesn't have he wouldn't even have. And well, Rye Guy, in the grand scheme of things, where you could just like flip and then say everything else is exactly the same, then yeah, obviously, duh, I'd want another ring. But I'm talking about how I think things would have actually gone in that circumstance.
Yeah, like when the Seahawks won the Super Bowl, I was over the moon, obviously. There was a part of me that felt bad for Peyton Manning, though, because we kicked the shit out of him and I like him, and I knew people were going to clown him forever for that. But I still wouldn't trade it.
Right.
Now, if somebody asked me, would you trade your Super Bowl win against the Broncos to beat the Patriots the next year? I would probably say yes, because fuck Tom Brady and fuck New England, but
Plus, even though that win against the Broncos felt amazing, and it was also like the biggest blowout ever, or at least one of the biggest,
yeah.
the loss to the Patriots, considering the way it happened, had to be so painful that you're like, you know what, I would have rather have lost to the Broncos in a respectable game and not had the crazy, insane blowout, hilarious victory, than to have fucking passing on the 1 yard line.
Yeah. Like, some people think that when a sports team redeems themselves, they undo the pain of the past, but that's really not how it works. Like, if the Seahawks win a Super Bowl this year, it's not like, oh, I'm completely over passing at the 1 yard line now. That doesn't even... No! Fuck that. I wanted to win that Super Bowl and this Super Bowl.
Right.
Like, a lot of people were acting like, oh, the Spurs were able to undo losing to the Heat in 2013
No.
by... And it's like, no, definitely not. Spurs fans are
And
still
you can see
malding.
exactly, because actually today was the 10-year anniversary since Ray Allen's shot. Game 6 of 2013 was played June 18th. So we're 10 years on from that moment now, and you can actually see exactly what you're talking about is true, because everyone remembers that shot. Even because it's been 10 years, there are a lot of people watching basketball now who weren't watching back then. They still know about that shot. They still know about that shot, and because LeBron, everyone wanks over how fucking amazing LeBron is. Everyone talks about that 2013 season because it was probably his best. 66 wins, 27 straight wins, amazing playoff performances all across the board, plus the amazing fucking beating the Spurs, being the only team ever to beat the Spurs. And of course, the shot. Hardly anyone talks about 2014 to the point where those new basketball fans I was just talking about, but a lot of them aren't even aware of it. They may be aware in the sense that, oh yeah, the Spurs won a ring that year and everything, but like, obviously, it didn't fucking get rid of, it didn't redeem anything. It didn't get rid of the damage that had been done. It's the same thing if Miami became the first team to lose 3-0, a 3-0 lead against the Celtics in the ECF. If we next season went 16-0 in the playoffs, it wouldn't have meant shit. Because the exact same fucking roster that became the first ones to choke a 3-0 lead, it wouldn't matter that they became the first ones to go 16-0 in the playoffs. Because Boston would have that on us forever. We would never live it down.
Yeah, like there's a
And
part of me that wishes we had lost to Green Bay in the NFC title game instead of losing the Super Bowl like that to New England.
right, because even though you won that title game, I remember that fucking insane catch near the end of the game. That was insanely fucking just... It made it feel like the Seahawks were blessed and they were going to repeat. because that was just fucking astounding. And then to lose in the manner that you did in the game right after that, it's all like, what the hell was the point of that? No one remembers that catch now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Zach Randolph. They got a beast to throw the ball down low to. Here, Stucky. Ah, he said it. He said the meme. Seriously, Stucky and Whiteside, unironically, they're playing like Shaq and Kobe, dude. Like, holy fucking shit. We are killing the Spurs right now. Oh my god.
Well, that's what Shaq and Kobe did. They swept the
Yeah.
Spurs one year, and then they beat them in 5 the next year.
Which is only fair because in '99 they got swept by the Spurs on the way to the Spurs first ring, right?
I think so. It was either a sweeper in 5. Like, David Robinson got turned into a prison bitch every time he had to go against Shaq. Like, David Robinson could not handle him. Like, even guys like
Yeah.
Sabonis did a better job against Shaq than D-Rob. It was just couldn't match up
Right.
with him.
And it was all because when Shaq was in Orlando, David Robinson did so much like fucking bitch shit to him to haze the rookie. And he was like, no, dude, just fucking no. Like David Robinson's famous 71-point game. Literally, he and his teammates conspired to just feed him the ball all night long, like against a crappy team in the last game of the season that no one cared about. And they still did the hardest they possibly could to fucking stat pad for David Robinson. And the moment he hit 71 points, which is what he needed to win the scoring title away from Shaq, he immediately just hit the bench. Like, total load of shit. Literally just stat padded just to deny Shaq the scoring title because it was like his second season or something. Like, what the hell's wrong with you?
It's something I do in 2K.
Exactly. It's like you just did that. You didn't do that because the scoring title meant that much to you. You did that because you didn't want Shaq to have it. You know, and it's shit like that. Like Shaq, he was like, man, that fucking pissed me off like crazy. So he just made like a goal of just dunking literally on David Robinson every time he could. And like half of Shaq's poster dunks when you fucking search the shit on YouTube are on David Robinson, man.
Like, I find it interesting. If you read about NBA history, it's amazing how much of the stuff that happened because guys like had a feud or didn't like each other. All the stuff that happens behind the scenes that you don't hear about from the mainstream media.
Right.
Like when Kobe won his 5th ring and said in his post-game press conference, I got one more than Shaq.
Yeah.
Apparently, when Shaq heard that Kobe quote, he apparently like vandalized his own house because he was so pissed off. He went around like just breaking shit.
That's fantastic.
And that's why he signed with the Celtics. He wanted one more so badly.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he probably tried to go back to Miami, but Pat Riley just laughed at him.
Yeah, he burned every bridge that he ever had on
Exactly.
previous teams, which is really makes you wonder. Like, Kobe was described as the bad guy in the Shaq Kobe feud, but Shaq never had any friends when he left
Right.
any city. Yeah. And apparently, if you ask Shaq now, he admits the reason why he left LA is that he wanted a monster contract that LA wouldn't give him, and it didn't actually have anything to do with Kobe. Like Shaq even admits that. He just made that up to make people like him or something.
Hilarious.
And then he even tried to claim the Shaq Kobe feud was just like him and Kobe acting because they wanted to like give the media something to talk about. Says a lot of weird shit.
Yeah, one of the most important things to keep in mind about Shaq is that um, he's admitted this before too. He Jordan kind of had the same thing where, in order for them to be motivated to play harder, to play at their best and their hardest level, they had to create a narrative in their mind to motivate themselves, to make themselves the underdog, to make themselves the aggrieved party. And while Jordan would try to find an insult in every possible conceivable thing that you could do to create a real, like, oh yeah, I was pissed over that, but it had actually happened, Shaq would just make things up in his head. For instance, he went to high school in San Antonio, and he made up a story where when he was in high school, he asked David Robinson for his autograph, and David Robinson was rude to him and said no, and told him to fuck off and all this other stuff. And a lot of people found it really questionable because it went completely against David Robinson's character. But David Robinson didn't have the ability to deny it because how the hell is he going to remember something like that?
Yeah, that's not
Yeah,
what David Robinson did at all.
right. And Shaq, after he retired, finally came out and admitted he was like, yeah, I just made that shit up. And I made it up because I convinced myself that it actually happened because I needed to beat David Robinson. And the best way to beat David Robinson was to convince myself that he had done something mean to me and it's time for me to whoop his ass. So he just made some shit up and
It's not a lie if you believe it.
pretty much. Uh,
In I want to say 2002, Shaq played for like an ESPN feature a game of horse against Bill Simmons. This actually happened. I'm not kidding.
oh god.
And at first, like they were just goofing around and having fun, and everything was cool and all that. But then it became clear that Bill Simmons was going to beat him because Bill could like hit threes and stuff and half court shots, and Shaq obviously couldn't. So eventually, Shaq just started dunking, which Bill can't do, literally, physically can't do, to make sure that he would win.
Right.
And I always thought that was bitch made. Like, I know it's just a goofy
Yeah.
thing, but that's pretty bitch made, isn't it?
Yeah, that is the definition of fucking being a huge bitch move. Cuz like if you're actually being outskilled by a guy who has no earthly business outskilling you at something, and then you just say, "Okay, we'll do this because you're 2 feet taller than the fucking guy." Like Jesus, dude.
Hmm.
Literally, it's like imagine getting into a competition with somebody who's in a wheelchair, and the competition is something that they could actually compete with you in, something like playing chess or something like that. Being like, you know what? I'm going to change the rules of this game. In order to move a piece, you now have to stand up first. Like, like, dude, fuck you. Like,
It'd be great if Shaq challenged like a wheelchair NBA basketball player to a game of one-on-one, and Shaq would sit in a wheelchair too. And then he started losing, so he eventually just started getting out of his wheelchair.
yeah, that. uh, well, when you think about it, someone in a wheelchair would actually be incredible at basketball because they wouldn't be able to travel. A travel means you have to take 3 or more steps without dribbling, and you can't step if you're in a wheelchair. So when you think about it, they wouldn't need to dribble at all. They would have the best ball security of anyone on the court, period. They'd just like hide the ball inside their body while they wheel to the basket. Like I'm trying to think about that now, like actually in a serious situation where imagining wheelchair basketball in like the Special Olympics or some shit like that. I'm like, how the hell do they actually go about dribble moves and dribble rules? I mean, like, what do the refs do if they're like, I want to call a travel, but how can I? Oh man, poor Kemba is really struggling shooting inside. But this is also his rookie season, so what are you gonna do? Just keep balling out with Stucky Whiteside until we get something going for Kemba.
Apparently, now that he's retired, Shaq has actually become a decent 3-point shooter. Like they were showing some stuff of him just practicing on his own, and he can actually make like threes. He's kind of figured out the angle, and there's like a nice arc on his shot too. So good for him, I guess.
Imagine literally waiting until he's retired to learn how to fucking shoot. Oh god.
You know, I always kind of thought, and we'll never know for sure because I'm not, but if I were capable of playing a sport at a professional level and make a lot of money and have a lot of success doing it, I always felt like I would give myself completely to that sport for however long I ended up playing it. And like whatever it took to get better, whatever
Yeah.
it took to be the best player I could, I would do it. And I figured like I'm going to retire before I'm 40. I'm going to have half of my life ahead of me after this, and I can do whatever the fuck I want. So like I was reading that story you sent me about Jermaine O'Neal earlier today, and it made me think about that because like you only have a few years where you can do this. And if you're
Exactly.
Jermaine O'Neal at that point, your time's already almost over. You don't really have that much left.
Right. It's all like, what the hell are you doing deciding you don't want to stay to join one of the greatest legacies in basketball history? Because Oreos are too important to you? I mean, hey, good on him for knowing what he wants out of life. But exactly like you're saying, it's like, dude, Jermaine O'Neal's been out of the league for 10 plus years at this point. He's
Yeah.
been able to eat all the Oreos he wants. So, I mean, he probably looks back on it now and thinks, damn, I wish I could have that one back.
Yeah, like
'Cause, I
Jermaine
mean,
O'Neal never even
duh.
played in the finals. He's kind of a forgotten basketball player at this point, right?
Right. And I mean, holy fuck, that Heat team would have been good because Jermaine O'Neal was exactly what that team was missing for so long. If Pat coming up to him and being like, here's our plan. If they actually fucking put that shit together, my god. That being said, though, it's interesting to think about what might have ended up happening for the future of small ball if that had happened. Because Bosch playing center and stretching the floor, while LeBron played a small ball power forward or occasionally Battier, that was pretty crucial to the development of small ball and floor spacing as a concept in the league. I still think it would have eventually ended up happening, but I wonder how it would have gone instead. Because, I mean, obviously, you keep starting Jermaine O'Neal, because duh.
Well, couldn't you just give Jermaine O'Neal like Joel Anthony's minutes basically, and not radically change your identity?
Yeah, I mean, we were really scraping the bottom of the barrel in terms of guys we had playing center. Different times we had Joel Anthony, Ronnie Turieff, Eddie Curry,
Yeah, Greg Oden. That was
Greg
at the end,
Oden.
obviously.
Yeah, like we had Eric Dampier, I think.
Oh yeah. Like all Jermaine O'Neal has to do is take those guys' minutes and do a little bit better with them than they did, and it's
A
maybe
done
it's
deal.
enough to make that 2013 team like a 70-win unit instead of 66 or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, hey, Ronnie Turieff, speaking of him, I knew he was on the Heat squad for at least a little while, not very long. He only played 13 games that season, but he got a ring.
Yeah. I
He
mean,
was
Mitch
given a
Richmond
ring.
got a ring for the 2002 Lakers, and he played like 2 minutes in the playoffs.
Yeah, seriously. Damn, that's another reason I wish the Heat won this year, man. Fucking imagine Haslam. That's the glorious thing about Haslam is that he would have won championships in 3 different decades: the 2000s, the 2010s, and the 2020s. And he also would have had something that is extraordinary, and very few players could ever be able to say this. Winning championships across 3 decades with the same team, and also winning every championship, being a part of the team, and getting a ring for every championship that franchise won
Uh-huh.
across a span of almost 20 years. That's incredible.
When he retires, he almost definitely like immediately becomes a coach, right? Like that's where this is headed. It has to be.
Yeah, like he basically is already. Um, and what's more is if we'd won, then Udonis Haslam would have ended up being one of the best like sports trivia, uh, interesting footnotes in a sports almanac ever.
He was undrafted, right? He's already the best undrafted player ever, probably.
Well, Ben Wallace,
Oh yeah, right, right.
but I think Judy got a drafted. No, he was undrafted. How about that?
Yeah.
Well, he's one. He's one of the best undrafted players ever.
I, it's not that hard to be second place on some of these lists. Like yesterday, I was talking with my chat, who was, the best East Asian player in NBA history, Xiao Ming, but second place is like up for grabs. It could be like fucking. It's probably Jeremy Lin, just because
Yeah,
he
I
was
was about
actually
to
good
say.
for a
Yeah,
little while. Like that's how low the barrier for entry is. And third place might be the chairman, Yi Jian
yeah.
Leland, or whatever the fuck.
Yi Jianlian.
Yeah, or Sun Yu, or like somebody who like was in the NBA for a few minutes. It's a very low bar for entry. It's a little more interesting if you include Filipinos, because a lot of NBA players, I guess, are half Filipino.
Jordan Clarkson's one.
Michael Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah. LeBron's another one. He's definitely full of Pinot.
Yeah, that's why he looks like a bottom.
Exactly.
Jesus Christ! I'm under-leveled for this place. I don't feel like I am. Well, no, Rye Guy, it's not that I'm ashamed. I do think it's interesting, though. And obviously, I know that a lot of them are working from a very disadvantaged position in terms of, like, physical abilities. But with China loving basketball so much, it does surprise me they haven't produced a few more viable NBA players. Like, basically, they produced one. You'd think there'd be at least a few. Like, there'd be some JJ Barea type street baller who makes it in the NBA for a few years. But they don't even have like a JJ Barea level player. It's
They
Yao
do
Ming and
have an
nothing.
Allen Iverson level player. But that's current Allen Iverson.
Oh yeah, Hachimura is actually Asian, but he's only half Asian.
Yeah, but not Chinese, like you were bringing up, which I
Yeah.
thought was
Yeah.
the meme.
Yeah, right, guy. There is a conspiracy theory that the Chinese government had a hand in the conception of Yao Ming. Like they forced the tallest man and tallest woman in China to breed, and then steered Yao Ming to basketball. There was a book written called Operation Yao that detailed it.
Dude, I wish my government cared so much about getting me laid that they fucking forced me to breathe. Oh man, that's good stuff.
I mean, the thing is, if they did that, wouldn't they have made them procreate like 800 times so they could have like an army of 6'7" behemoths? Behemoths?
It's what you'd think.
That would be my pushback on that theory. Like, could you imagine, like, remember the death of basketball thing where the dude kept injecting, like, the worst players ever into the NBA every draft class?
Yes.
Like, could you
Yes.
imagine if that happened in real life, but it was, like, 100 Yao Mings entered the draft? Basically, 100 Yao Ming clones enter the draft every year, and eventually the whole league is just everybody's a 6'7" dude with bad feet?
Every team has a Chinese man playing center.
Right, guy. I know they have the one-child policy, but they would definitely waive that policy if they're trying to breed a bunch of supermen, which is basically what they'd be doing. Really, JS? Wow. So Amaranth moved to Kick. That's crazy. Should I move over to Kick? Like they got Amaranth, they got
Oh,
XQC.
how
Maybe
about
now they
this?
want me.
If 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 you stand to make more money,
I don't know if that's the case or not, but I would hate it if Twitch is a sinking ship. I finally got my followers up to 500, and now the site's going to shit. Like that would make me unhappy.
and the makeup of this team is kind of crazy in terms of how it is that we're good, because we outsize so many people at so many positions, but we also were just so insanely athletic and have incredible shooting.
So it's a team without a real flaw.
Basically, I mean, the only flaw is just that we're the Timberwolves. I mean, Stucky found his damn time machine, man, let me tell you.
You know that DBZ meme that they use sometimes with like, I don't know who it is. It's either Goku or Vegeta sleeping in the Bacta tank, basically healing, and they always use it
Yeah,
for like an NBA player who's like preparing to come back, like they used it for Tyler Harrow in the finals. Who was that? Is that
yeah.
Goku or Vegeta?
It's it's hard to say because both of them actually did that at different times.
Hmm.
So the memes have included both at varying uh, moments.
Makes sense. My favorite thing about Minnesota is how many oddball like politicians they produce. Like they'll vote for anybody. They fucking voted Jesse Ventura senator. Like that's fucking amazing.
Oh shit. Kemba's gonna foul out. What the fuck? Kemba's got 4 fouls in the second quarter.
You got to pull
Oh
him out of the
shit.
game, my man.
I gotta use him and then just not play defense.
That kept happening to
Damn.
Jokic in the finals. He had like 2 games where he got into foul trouble. He needs to. That's the like the one hole in his game that still remains.
Yeah.
Needs to not pick up so many stupid fouls.
Yeah, man, it was crazy when he's in foul trouble and he only got held to 37 points instead of like 49. Jesus Christ. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get some food.
Yeah, JS, I can't remember the guy's name, but there was a soccer player who was so lazy he didn't want to actually have to like penetrate to the goal, so he got incredibly good at passing, so he could like hit people on insane angles, so he didn't actually have to get close to them to get them the ball, and he actually became an incredible soccer player because he was such an incredibly good passer, but it was all because he was like fat or not fat, excuse me, lazy. No, 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 no. Fuck, 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 fuck. No, 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 no. Dead end, dead end, dead. Fuck, 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 fuck. Jesus Christ. Where the fuck are you people coming from? Fuck off. Leave me alone. Are you fucking cocksucking kidding me, man? So cheap. Mm, mm, Jesus. Dude, fuck off. Wait, is this the right way? This looks like a dead end. Yeah. I don't think that door opens, so this is a dead end, ain't it? Come on, let me get around. I'm so fucking... I haven't had Wendy's in a while.
Well, that was weird.
What happened?
Uh, Discord just randomly refreshed, so I heard
Oh.
like a baby a bunch. That was weird.
Hmm. So I'm probably only going to be around another like 25, 30 minutes or so. I do have to go to bed eventually.
Yeah. So watching your gameplay, are you playing Sekiro?
No, this is Elden Ring. I'm
Yeah,
doing
but
a
you're wearing
samurai build.
that was a joke. I was like,
Mhm.
you're dressed like a samurai.
Yeah. Although in Sekiro, you're more of a ninja. Well,
Oh, do you Naruto run?
kind of. Yeah. Um, I mean, the thing is, like, Shaq loved to eat Oreos too, and he played until he was almost 40. So, like, if Shaq can do it and you can't do it, that's pretty bad for Jermaine O'Neal, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I remember back in Shaq's prime, a lot of people thought he was going to be somebody who just randomly retired when he was like 29 because he was bored, and it
Andrew
never
Luck
happened.
style.
Yeah. It never happened. He actually played really, really long. He played 19 seasons.
Yeah. I think I remember reading a thing once when I was a kid talking about Shaq, and they said he's the most likely NBA star to get AIDS.
Good Lord.
That was the thing that they talked about back then.
JS says, do we overlook how crazy of an athlete he was because he got lazy during the three-peat? Well, a lot of people don't remember Orlando Shack and how, like, freaky he was. Like, Orlando Shack was, like, I don't know if I've ever seen anybody quite like that. It'd be like if David Robinson added 60 pounds. And there are a lot of people, like my parents are actually one of them, who genuinely believe that the only thing Shaq ever did was catch the ball and then dunk it. Like there was no skill involved. They just think like, oh, he's really big, so he always scores. That's like what my parents think. So I'd say some people do. They don't understand how good of an athlete he was and how quick he was. So there's a little bit of that.
Yeah, it's crazy watching Orlando Shaq highlights.
Mhm.
It doesn't even look like him.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like 150 pounds lighter.
I don't know how they ever stopped him back then. It was like Magic Johnson plus 70 pounds and 4 inches. And yet Orlando thought Penny Hardaway was better.
Yeah, seriously.
Imagine if, like, the Magic 15 years ago thought Jameer Nelson was better than Dwight Howard.
Oh my god, that would have been amazing.
We want to build our team around Jameer Nelson taking guys off the dribble. Dwight, you just rebound and play defense. Can you do that,
Pretty.
Shaq?
Yeah, pretty much. Good lord. Although, to be fair, if Jameer Nelson had an extra 6 inches,
Watched a video yesterday. It was the most unbreakable NBA records. And it had the usual ones, but one of them was a Calvin Murphy had 14 kids with 9 different women.
nice.
Um, one guy,
I don't exactly think that's unbreakable.
yeah, I feel like that could be breakable. One was one guy's NBA career. I can't remember the guy's name. Lasted 3.9 seconds. He came into a game with 3.9 seconds
Right.
left in the quarter. He played the quarter out, and then he got benched and he got cut, and he never played in the NBA again. So his career
Right.
was literally 3.9 seconds.
I remember reading about that guy too. Yeah. Um, you said 9 kids from 14 different women.
Oh my god, that's horrifying. That implies he like ate some of them like Cronus.
um, I feel like Sean Kemp and Dwight Howard both have more kids than that. If you just mean in terms of the amount of different women that they knocked up, but like if James Harden didn't use a Jimmy, I'm sure he'd be on the same level.
Mhm.
And as you, I forgot to mention, you were talking about it earlier when you were like, if I was a professional athlete, if I was good enough to be at that level, then I would be consumed by the game because that's all I've got. Like, why would
Mhm.
you not want to absolutely maximize what you got going on? Me, I feel like I'd be like a James Harden type professional athlete where I would work really hard, and then as soon as I made it and I become like a superstar, that's kind of where I'd start to fucking take it easy, and just start banging strippers nonstop. Because I mean, when you think about it, look at James Harden's career, which is, to be fair, still far from over. But look at his career and sit there and say, if you didn't care about championships, how many careers out there would, in the grand scheme of things, be better than James Harden, who got to live out a hell of a great time his way off the court?
I think my career would be like Myers Leonard. I would make $70 million and then end it with an anti-Semitic slur.
Based. Imagine that shit. If when Adam Silver suspended Kyrie because he was concerned that Kyrie was an anti-Semite when there was no reason to believe that whatsoever. Imagine if Kyrie just said, "You know what? I would rather just retire, but instead of apologize for anti-Semitism." It'd be amazing.
Yes, JS, that's yeah, he said the K word while streaming Call of Duty. And he like 20 minutes later on stream he gets a phone call and then is like, "Okay guys, I gotta go." So his agent probably called him and told him to get the fuck off the internet. That shit was hilarious. Oh, come on, get off. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Why did I disengage my lock on? And he's trying to fuck me. Like last year, Tom Brady said he treats the NFL season like a military deployment. Like during the season, I'm not going to be there for my wife. I'm not going to be there for my family. And that's just the way that it is. Like I don't exist until the season's over as far as my family's concerned, basically. And that's probably why he got divorced. But I think that's to a certain extent the mentality you have to have.
Yeah, I agree with you there. If I was a professional athlete, I would have said, yeah, I treat I treat the playing season like a military deployment, and I'll be back after I conquer Poland.
Oh boy. Annex the motherland. Didn't PewDiePie get richer after his N bomb? I think so. I know that what JonTron got more popular after he came out against immigration or whatever. I don't know what JonTron's up to these days though. Haven't seen him in a while.
Neither have I. I never paid close attention to him in the first place.
You kidding me? Yeah, JS, one time Darkside Phil was trying to say negative on his Twitch stream, but it came out and it sounded like the N-word. And he actually got suspended off Twitch for like a day before they realized.
Oh yeah. Kyrie stuff was F because his own owner was actively like, yeah, we gotta investigate this and punish this publicly for no reason, adding fuel to the fire. An owner who actively supports the Chinese government that's actively genociding and, by the way, taking up little hats. Yeah, I mean, like, they... My favorite part about the whole fucking Kyrie saga is all that shit was going on was exposing how many other players in the league actually were anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
You had so many of them coming out being like, hey man, y'all leave Kyrie alone. He's entitled to think whatever he wants. So like, even though he came out and cucked out anyway at the very end, it was like, oh guys, I'm not anti-Semitic. Please let me play again. It was still hilarious that all that shit happened.
Yeah.
Guys like fucking KD coming out like, hey, well, you know.
Yeah. Man, by the time Kyrie retires, he's going to be like one of the most interesting NBA players ever, like one of the weirdest careers ever. Really good player who keeps team hopping, like literally plays for like two different teams a year. Pretty crazy.
Gifted Cleveland a championship. I mean, it's been pretty funny because like seeing people talking on the Heat subreddit. They're like, "Oh my God, we can't get Kyrie. That would be so awful." And like, it's mostly because Reddit. And they're like, "Oh, I don't want an anti-Semite, anti-vaxxer on my team." But like, meanwhile, I'm sitting here like, dude. The reason he left Cleveland is because he saw the writing on the wall and he knew LeBron was gonna leave. So he said, "I'd rather get out on my own terms than end up getting fucked over by LeBron leaving us out to dry." And he didn't really want to go to Boston. It just kind of happened, and like it fell apart almost immediately because Gordon Hayward's a bust. So he's like, you know what? Peace. And he left to go to Brooklyn, and he had injury issues. James Harden had injury issues. Kevin Durant obviously had injury issues. If it hadn't have been for that, that could have been an amazing squad. But it just wasn't working, so out he goes over to Dallas, and that wasn't really his choice to go to Dallas, just where they sent him. So I'm sitting here laughing as everyone's talking about Kyrie's a locker room cancer and he blows up every team that he's a part of. And I'm sitting there like, what? Like, LeBron's the one that detonated the Cavs, not Kyrie.
That was because LeBron always signed the 1-year contracts. He never committed. That's why Kyrie was like, "Get me! I'm sick of
Exactly.
this. I'm not going to sign a 4-year deal here to
Right.
carry a lottery team."
Over in Boston, the premise was to take the two young bucks, Tatum and Brown, who would go on to lead the team. They were supposed to take a back seat to the guys who would be in charge right now, Gordon Hayward and Kyrie Irving. Gordon Hayward fell to pieces, and there was still a lot of question marks surrounding Tatum and Brown, so Kyrie moved on. And he moved on to go play with his friends and with a potentially amazing team, James Harden and Kevin Durant over in Brooklyn. And that shit falling apart didn't have nothing to do with him either. Had everything to do with James Harden took it too easy. Like, he gained a ton of weight, he massively regressed as a player, he was extremely ineffective. It was basically just Kyrie and Durant because Harden was sucking down so much of that cap space. So when they traded him to the Sixers, they traded him for fucking Ben Simmons because they thought, yeah, this is going to be a hell of a move. And it was not. It was not the move. None of that shit was Kyrie's fault. I mean, for all we know, he'll end up staying on the Mavs, and the Mavs rebuild, and he and Luka fucking ball out and dominate. That's just what I was trying to tell those folks. I'm all like, why the hell do you guys think that Kyrie is, like, cursed? Especially when this dude hit one of the biggest shots in NBA Finals history, and LeBron doesn't win a ring without him. That's another thing, too. Jayus is right. Kyrie played more for Brooklyn than Harden and Durant did. They spent way more time out than Kyrie did. And that's with Kyrie missing every away game because he didn't want to get vaccinated.
Wait, was it every away game or every home game he had to
Oh,
miss?
I'm sorry. Yeah, every home game, because like in New York, he had to get vaccinated. He was like, no, so he just. Oh god, what a meme.
Remember when David Stern instituted the dress code policy and people called it racist, but everyone was okay with the policy of you have to be vaccinated? Figure that one out.
Should ask Kendrick Perkins. He's the expert.
You should have asked Heat Reddit if they were put.
You know what's funny? This one's really funny. This just shows that Reddit is basically just a porn site now, and that the vast majority of the user base are just coomers. Is because the little protest thing that they're doing is still going on, but it's for subreddits that no one really cares about that are still doing it. The ones that have unlocked are like all the big culture ones, like R Gaming and stuff,
Mhm.
and all the porn sites that went private. So yeah, our sissy hypno's back. Our sissy hentai BDSM is back. What the fuck, dude?
Oh, I looked into it a little bit because, like I said the other day, I've been getting a bunch of people following my account on Reddit in the last week, even though I haven't posted on Reddit in like 3 months, at least, maybe more. And I guess every account that followed me is like either a porn bot or like a girl trying to get followers on her OnlyFans or some shit. So I guess that's what it is. Just mass following a billion people and hoping they get some customers.
Yeah, because that's all Reddit is. That is all Reddit is anymore. Which is why I'm sitting there laughing. The whole fucking protest they're doing in the first place. They're talking about making it inconvenient for people to use the website. Like the only people that still use this website are just looking at it for porn. So like there's only two types of people still using it. The people there for the porn and the people making the porn to post it on the site. And trying to make money that way.
I wonder if Zion's upset about Reddit being about the Reddit
Yeah.
protests.
You know he definitely is. He just wants to scroll the very top post of R Gone Wild to find his next baby mama. I really wonder because like obviously we saw the DMs when he had already finished the negotiation and was just talking about moving them out to New Orleans and asking them what they needed and everything. I want to see what Zion Williams' Riz is like in terms of how he proves it's him and how he gets how he gets these porn stars to actually want to be like, oh, okay, yeah, sure.
Maybe he's got Riz.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's see the Zion Williamson Riz. I want to fucking see it. Every local or city Reddit I'm in, which is used to connect or discuss ideas, places to eat, is filled with OnlyFans whoas. That's how the character Ralph from The Sopranos would say it. I forget his actor, but he's a pretty well-known actor. Let me check. Who played Ralph in Sopranos? Joe Pantoliano.
Oh, Joey Pants.
Yeah. Yeah, Joey Pants. He played Ralph in The Sopranos, and he would say "hooah." A. She was a hooah. B. She was a hooah. OnlyFans whoas now saying I'm in your city, and you click their profile, and they literally spam 300 different places. Yeah, pretty much. Um, different dating websites. There have been various essentially whistleblowers, but like no one cares and everyone understands it and expects it, so not really. But you know, kind of. People who worked for the companies, you know, like Match, Plenty of Fish, OkCupid, and they sit there and say the vast majority of accounts on the website are inactive,
Mm-hmm.
and of that, the vast majority of those inactive accounts are female.
Mm-hmm.
Almost all of the active user base are just men desperately trying to communicate with the inactive female accounts. And they don't want people to know about that because these guys pay money because they're desperate. They want to find, you know, it's I'm not going to sit here and say they're trying to find love anymore. Not in this day and age. Everyone's just trying to get laid. But I mean, in the era of simps and sigma males and all the other kind of shit, like it's got to be really fucking tough to just be a normal guy. And try to have a fulfilling relationship with a woman. Lord knows I can't fucking figure it out.
Yeah. You know, my problem with that JS is I don't really want people to know where I am at any given time. Like, I was at the Mariners game today, but I didn't tweet anything out or post about it on YouTube. I'm like, I don't want people to know where I am. I went to a couple days ago. I went to autograph signing with Teoscar Hernandez and Jose Caballero, and I didn't post about it because I'm like, I don't want people to know that I'm here because it's really easy to find me, and a lot of the people who watch me probably live within 15 minutes of here.
And there's plenty of autism within the user base that you don't want to fucking. No, thank you. Um, uh, I actually had a death threat was sent to me over a YouTube comment that I made um, a number of days ago. Just being reminded, I'm like, man, good lord. So if you want to hear what it was, go ahead and mute my mic real quick.
Well, the stream's going to be over in a few minutes here, so just give it a second.
Okay. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
I mean,
I was
obvious, yeah. Mhm. ahead.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you, JS. I'm doing the exact same thing. I deleted my Facebook that like actually had my information, like pictures of me and shit on it. I deleted that shit back in 2012. And I haven't put a single picture of my face on the internet since. And I get really mad at my girlfriend if she tries to post that shit on her fucking Instagram or something. I'm like, no, 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 no. Don't put me on there. And it's not like I'm impossible to find. The thing is, you just have to know who I am, where to look, where to go to find me, and you can find me. Because you can find anybody if you know who you're looking for, what you're looking for. But I don't want to just be randomly happened upon by somebody who didn't know to go looking for me, you know? That's what I'm trying to avoid.
Right. Like I get recognized sometimes, and I don't mind it. It's totally fine. But I'm not trying to get like a big crowd of people.
The next time you get recognized, you should quote Foxford, and in the good in a good way. Um, when Billy's getting mugged by a guy and he summons Foxford to defend him, so then Foxford shoots the guy. So then Billy goes, "Hooray, Foxford, you saved me!" And Foxford goes, "Hooray, give me your money." So Shoto should be like, "Oh my God, you're Seahawks Brandon Nelson." You should be like, "Hooray, give me your money."
All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Had fun, but I got to get to bed. See you guys in the morning. There will be a video in the morning, and it's gonna be a Mariners video though. See you guys
Yeah.
later on. Thanks for hanging out. Should be doing more Elden Ring tomorrow, I think, but we'll see. You never know.